Fear destroys courage because I believe we not walking in our purpose, nor are we walking in things that making us happy. See, fear outweighs what we think because we don't understand the power of belief. We don't understand the power of the unknown. At least I didn't. I didn't understand the power of belief, the power of the unknown. And it taught me when I began to put myself in an uncomfortable position because you have to have courage to learn how to fail. You have to be willing to fail and fail to learn. See, most of the time throughout my life, I was operating off of fear because I didn't understand the definition and the power of having courage. And it taught me fear and courage is the same belief. We just put our energy towards the negative because we don't think we're good enough. I didn't think I was good enough because I never seen success. I never understood what success looked like, what it sounded like, what it appeared to be. See, fear was my everyday life because I let fear destroy my courage. I didn't have courage because my courage was unknown. At least that's what I thought. That's what I figured. That's what I thought about myself. I didn't have courage because I wasn't believing in myself. On the other hand, I did have fear. I knew I had fear. I've always had the fear. I just didn't know how to work with it to change the fear to courage because it wasn't taught to me, because I didn't believe in myself and what I can do. See, what I can do was so confusing because I had no idea it was always in me. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Failure is Knowledge, and we're diving deep with another life talk on fear, on how fear destroys courage. And we have to be aware of which one we are operating in. Before we dive deep within the topic, make sure you like, make sure you comment, make sure you subscribe, and wait towards the end for a gift. For a gift that will be so special that will help you along your journey. So the first point I want to talk about is I'm going to speak about fear, right? Because we're so comfortable with fear. We let fear control our everyday life. We let fear stop and prevent everything that we have the mind and the thought to do because we don't know how to do it, nor do we think we're good enough for it. Here's the thing that I've learned. I was watching this interview with Selena Gomez, and as she was speaking, she was talking about the documentary that came out sometime last year in 2022. When it came out, the name of the documentary was My Mind and Me. And it was that title alone is so empowering, so powerful, because we have to learn how to deal with ourselves before we can provide value to others, right? So in the interview, she was just talking on how it was like her diary was out in the universe, and the universe was there to hear what she went through, what she experienced. And even though she faced tough times didn't destroy her because she had courage. I didn't understand what courage was until I really just dove deep with the understanding and the story behind it. I haven't watched the documentary, but I did watch the interview. The interview was so powerful because she was no longer operating off of fear. She had courage because courage didn't let her miss the opportunity to put herself out there in a vulnerable way. And that's the first point that we're going to speak about is missed opportunities. Fear is letting opportunities miss you. We can't seize the moment because we don't believe we're good enough for it, right? And when Selena did that, it just showed me that anything is possible. We just have to believe that we can do it. Her story is so impactful that she believed that it can help other people, not just people that look like her, but people all around the world. Meaning she went through hard times. She faced tough times. She faced things that I faced before. And when I recognized that, yes, I was depressed, she was depressed as well. Yes, she was depressed in her own way. And so what it really made me learn and identify is that we all have some problems. We're just not facing our problems because fear is overcoming our courage because we are so hurt. We are so in pain. We don't think what we're going through is for us. Then we start to ask, why me? Why did I have to go through this tough time? Why did I have to face this depression? Why did I have to be alone? We start asking why, but we're asking the wrong question. How did this happen to me? Right? When I began to understand how you're asking the questions for yourself, determines the answer that's going to be presented, I have to change my perspective of myself. I had to understand that the opportunity that was in front of me, I was missing it because I wasn't ready to accept them. I wasn't ready to accept them because I didn't feel like I was good enough for it. Why should I be doing something great when great hasn't even been brought into my face? Furthermore, greatness is upon you because we have to believe that it's okay to accept the blessing, accept the opportunity. See, the opportunity shows us that you are here in the right place at the right time, at the right moment, at the right day, at the right situation that is going to help you more than you think. See, that's what I thought. I didn't think the opportunities that was here in front of me was going to help me in the way that I even understood it. When Selena said that she put her documentary out to the world, my mind and me, it was so powerful because she showed and displayed what she went through. We all go through life. We all go through tough times. We all go through problems, but the problems overcome us because we are operating off of fear. Why did this happen to me? We're thinking we operating off of fear. That is a fearful question. Why did this happen? Fear. How did this happen to me? Courage. Because I no longer began to blame myself. I no longer began to be so hard on who I was becoming. I learned to forgive what I've been through. I learned to forgive my experience. So we have to learn that it is okay to grow, yet growing takes effort. It takes effort to either operate out of fear and/or courage. See, fear destroys courage because we're so comfortable with fear. Fear destroys courage because we're so comfortable with fear. Fear is saying, I'm not good enough, so why should I even try? Why should I even attempt? Her story is so impactful. She knew that was going to not only make her a better person, but it was going to impact many. It was going to impact many, and it really impacted the masses, the community, everybody, because she wasn't expecting this to happen like that. That's the definition of courage right there. That's the definition of courage, is doing something so afraid you don't know the outcome of it. Why do we think we need to know the answers before we even take the test? I mean, I was in school and I was not a good test taker. I was not a good test taker. I wanted to predict the answers. I wanted to predict what was going to be on the test. But I couldn't, because I had to take it question by question by question by question. Why? Because if you're not accepting the opportunity will be missed, because fear will make us fail when we least expect it. Fear will make us fail and not even try to take the test. Fear will force us to be so hard and make us miss the opportunity that can be on the other side of taking this test. See, we have to take the test to learn more about ourselves. What is the test that you're speaking about? The test that I had to take was the test of life. Life tests you in different ways because we least expect it. Fear prevents the opportunities because we're no longer operating off of courage, because we have no idea what courage is. Courage is doing something when you are afraid and have the belief that it's going to go the right way. Not the way that you expect, but the way that is going to put you in a better situation. When I learned that I wasn't the only one operating off of fear, and when Selena told her story, I'm like, okay, we all have problems. We all going through life. We all facing tough times. Status is just different, but the problems are the same. Status are different, but the problems remain the same. We have to face ourselves. When you have fear, you're no longer facing who you're becoming because you're so afraid of the person that you haven't met before. I was afraid of the person that I haven't met before because I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what to expect, so I didn't even try. I didn't even try until I began to understand the power of courage. I began to develop courage when courage was so confusing to me. It was so confusing to me because I didn't fully understand what I was doing. That's when I began to understand you're no longer operating off of fear. You're no longer letting fear overcome you. You're no longer letting fear destroy your courage. Now you're letting courage overcome your fear. You're letting courage build you as a person. I let courage build me as a person for the man I am today. I no longer was operating off of fear, because when I operated off of fear, I missed the opportunities. When I missed the opportunities, I was hard on myself. Once I began to be hard on myself, I started to blame myself. I started to blame myself and then recognize where this blame and doubt came from. It came from fear, because I didn't understand the power and the weight that it had. When I began to understand that fear is believing in yourself, and as you're believing in yourself, you're building courage, it was a different understanding for me. Because no longer is my belief going towards fear. It's going towards courage to put myself out there for opportunities, so I don't miss no more. When I don't miss them, I'm not operating off of fear no more. When I seize the moment, I'm learning how to be, I'm learning how to have courage within myself. That's the power of belief. It's not biased. Whatever you think, that's the way you're going to lean. Whatever you do, that's what you're going to come out. How you think is how you're going to grow. I had to stop thinking that fear was stopping me and learn that courage was building me to the next version of myself. The next point I want to hit on is courage reduces regret. And and before we even get to the second point, make sure you leave a like. Make sure you leave a like and leave a comment on how you let fear overcome. How you let fear destroy your courage. We all have problems, but problems get destroyed because we're not aware of it. The next point I want to hit on is courage reduces regret. Courage reduces regret. And it reduces regret because we're operating off of faith rather than fear. What does that even mean? When we have fear, we don't try. When we have faith, we try, we be embarrassed, we learn, we grow, and we find a way to pick ourselves back up. See, when Selena made the documentary in 2022, she mentioned that it impacted so many people because the people that it impacted look like her. Everybody has problems. Everybody has problems that we don't think our problems are so special. Thus, we begin to become so hard on ourselves to recognize what you're going through is for you. What I had to learn, what I went through was for me. What Selena recognized was what she went through was for her. We can't bring value to the world if we're not bringing value to ourselves. I'm going to say that again. We can't bring value to the world if we're not bringing value to ourselves. Selena, she hit on the lines of that. My mind versus me. The documentary, the interview was so great because she had to focus on herself. Other people's opinions outweighed her courage. Other people's opinions destroyed who she was becoming. I've had my courage destroyed because I let other people's opinions affect me. I let other people's opinions affect me because I didn't think I was good enough. I didn't think I deserved this new walk of life. I didn't think what I was doing, I didn't want to do it alone. I wanted to be accepted by everybody. So I no longer was doing it for myself. I began to become a people pleaser. I was already a people pleaser while I began to please more people. I began to become so nice, I forgot all about myself. I had to learn that I was operating off of fear because I wanted to be accepted in a way that I wasn't ready for. I wasn't ready because that wasn't me. I wasn't ready because that wasn't me. When I began to learn who I was becoming, I have to put myself first. I can no longer operate off of fear because I have to learn what faith is. I had to learn what faith is because faith and fear goes hand in hand. Because if I'm operating off of fear, I'm not getting anything done. If I'm operating off of faith, I'm building my courage up. Right? As I'm building my courage up, fear is no longer destroying my courage because my courage is overcoming fear. We all have courage. We just have to believe that the actions that we're taking, the steps that we're that they're stepping in direction for courage. They're stepping in direction for us to have faith. It reduces regret because we don't have no regrets on what we just overcame. I had to learn me putting myself first is not a regret. Me putting myself first is learning that I have to come first. I have to come first because if I don't put myself first, who will? Who's going to put me first if I don't even consider the fact? Right? Fear destroys courage because courage is something that was unknown to me. I had to learn when I began to have regrets by how I was feeling. Not necessarily, not moments when like, dang, I should have done this. Dang, I didn't seize the opportunity. Excuse me. I had regrets because I didn't believe in myself. I didn't believe in myself because I didn't think I was good. I didn't think I was good because I had fear. I mean, there's one time I was trying to talk to this one young lady, and when I saw her, I was like, dang, she cute. Dang, she cute. Then I got to talking in my head. I got to being all in my head. I'm not cute enough. I'm not good enough. Am I even her type? Should I even go try? I have all these thoughts in my head. I'm not operating off of faith. What I've learned is that when I take the first step, opportunities present themselves. I'm no longer missing opportunities because I'm believing in myself. I'm building the courage to have within myself. And when I began to understand that, I began to stop doubting myself. Yes, I did miss that opportunity not to talk to her. Maybe she wasn't for me. That is absolutely fine. What I've learned is that when you have courage, you have faith that things will work in your favor. See, fear destroys courage because we don't understand the power of belief. We don't understand the power of belief because we are so comfortable with where we are today. Where we are today, we would not be the same next week. Where we are today, we will not be the same next month. Where we are today, we will not be the same tomorrow. Why? Because we have to change what we believe about ourselves. Fear destroys courage because we allow our courage to be destroyed by fear. And it takes time to recognize what side we are on to believe. If I have faith on this side over here, things are going to go my way. If I have fear, it's destroying my courage because I'm remaining the same. There's a saying, if you think big, you become big. Yet if you think small, you remain the same. What does that even mean? If you think big, you're operating off of faith. If you're thinking small, you're operating off of fear. I didn't understand the power that we have within ourselves because the power that we have within ourselves was so confusing. Was so confusing because we're used to saying we're not good enough for this. We're used to doubting our capabilities because we want to be humble. We so used to putting ourselves last. Coming first is so foreign to us because that is another language. That it's like you cussing me out. I will never put myself first. That's when I was operating off of fear. When I began to understand fear was destroying my courage. My courage was building because I started to have faith. When I began to have faith was teaching me that the steps that you're taking, you're seizing the opportunities that's coming right in front of you. And they're only coming because I'm taking action. They're only coming because I'm taking that first step. They're only being presented because I'm aware of the person I'm becoming. And before I get to the third point, make sure you like. If you haven't liked, make sure you like. Make sure you like this video. Leave a comment down below on how you let fear destroy your courage. We all have problems. We all are going through life, and life is what prepares us for the success that we are walking into. For the last point I want to hit on is that courage opens doors to new opportunities. I said this earlier, but in a way, when I was speaking about it, it was saying that I reduce regret. Courage reduce regret. Courage reduce regret because of the belief that you have within yourself. When Selena put this movie out, it was so much courage within it because of it's her story, because of what she's been through, because of what she has experienced. We all go through things, yet the things that we go through are preparing us to help others. See, before we help others, we have to be willing to help ourselves. I remember when I had first started back in 2020, I'm learning new information. I'm learning things that can be life-changing. I wanted to tell everybody with no results. I didn't have no results. I just had new information. And this information was like, it was life-changing because I never heard this before. I never heard that you can operate off of faith and have success. I never heard of you having courage from you taking the first step. I never heard of you putting yourself out there in uncomfortable positions. And as you're putting yourself out there, you're getting the opportunities. So I was so used to just going with the motion. And the motion was just taking me away because I was operating off of fear. That's what when I learned, I'm like, man, let me go tell everybody. Let me go tell everybody. I didn't have results because I just had belief. I just had a new power of belief. The belief that time it showed me that what I think is so powerful because we can control how we react to certain situations, right? Courage opened doors to new opportunities. When I began to learn new information, the new doors was opening before I even stepped through them. I didn't recognize that the opportunity was coming was me taking a chance on myself. I didn't understand me taking a chance on myself was me building courage for who I'm becoming. See, the opportunities that came, yes, I missed them, but every door I walked through, I began to understand maybe that opportunity wasn't for me. It wasn't for me because I wasn't ready. Next opportunity showed up. I'm still not ready. I'm still take action though. Still a little bit of self-doubt. As I continue to walk through the doors, my courage is building throughout time. So rather than me saying it's not for me, I don't want it, it's okay. Let's go bless somebody else. How about it's my turn? It's my turn to be blessed because I'm walking and believing in the steps that I'm taking. I can't help others if I'm not willing to help myself. I can't bless others if I'm not a blessing to myself. I had to learn that these doors is constantly being opened, is constantly being displaced, constantly being brought to life, are opportunities. And if I'm ready for them, I will seize the moment. If I'm not ready for them, I will have regrets because I wasn't ready for it. See, when you reduce your regret, you reduce your doubts. When you reduce your regret, you reduce your doubt. But when you believe in your actions, you build in your courage. Fear no longer destroys courage because your courage is built after each step is taken. After each door, after you have walked through each door. Life happens when it's happening for us. We're no longer blaming ourselves to be a victim of what has happened to us. See, when we blame ourselves, we have this victim state of mind saying, I wasn't good enough. Why did I have to do this? We're no longer operating off of fear. Because fear destroys courage when we put our belief in the negative. Courage destroys fear when we walk by faith. As we're walking by faith, doors are getting presented. Opportunities are getting displayed. And as we're walking along the journey, as we're going along the process, the opportunities in the journey and the doors is here in front of us. Can we seize the moment? Are we ready to seize the moment? And when I've learned that I'm preparing to seize the moment because I'm taking the action every single day, it shows me success comes over time, not overnight. So even though that first door that came, am I focused enough on myself? Am I even ready for it? Is this opportunity even for me? So instead of having regrets, it's a calculated risk that you're taking for yourself to recognize that this move that you're making is okay. This move that you're making is for you, and this is why it was presented for you. Selena had an opportunity to record her documentary, had a chance to get on stage and talk about it, and have the interviewer ask her questions about her life, about her story, and what she has been through. When I learned that what I've been through, my experience is great enough to put it out to the world, because we're all dealing with problems, we're all dealing with life, we're all dealing with tough times, we're all dealing with depression, we're all dealing with loneliness, we're all dealing with fear. That's when I began to understand our stories are so powerful. We just have to believe in the narrative that's being told. The way we tell our story matters because we have two choices: to let fear destroy our courage, or to let our courage overcome our fear. The journey is so rewarding. When you go along this journey, you're getting rewarded every single day. But we just so hard on ourselves. We don't see the celebration. We don't see the celebration. In closing, fear destroys courage because of missed opportunities. Courage reduces regret. And courage opens doors to new opportunities. See, that's the thing about life, that we have to choose what side we want to be on. Choose what side we want to be on. Once we identify the side we want to be on, that's when we start to develop more within ourselves. If you got value from this, make sure you leave a comment down below and explaining how you are going to have courage in everything that you're doing, rather than operating off of fear and stopping and preventing and remaining the